Hi, I'm Gary. My wife Robbie and I live in Southern California, and in this short video I'm just going to cover how we're going to use this fig tree as a tomato support. This is a fig tree that's growing behind the wall of Robbie's garden. We don't need it. It doesn't produce good fruit, so I'm going to keep it here for a while, and I'm going to do something around the base of it so we can continue using it as a tomato support. This fig tree doesn't produce edible fruit. It produces these small fruit like this. When this ripens, it doesn't taste very good. It may be a male, or it may just be a poor producing fruit. It's starting to come back to life, but what's important about this plant right now is it's a good support for the tomatoes. So we've got some small cherry tomatoes growing on it, and if we leave it, it will continue to support the tomatoes until it rots away. So what I'm going to do is, with my knife, girdle it or ring bark it around the base. I'm simply scoring it in a couple of places. Now I'm just going to peel the bark off. Now that the bark has been removed, the nutrition from the roots to the top part of the plant have been severed. The cambium layer, which is the living part of the plant, has been removed. It will start sprouting from the bottom like it has here, but it's just a matter of coming along and breaking out any suckers that come up. And eventually, if I continue doing that, all the energy that's in the roots will be absorbed and used up, and it will stop growing. So the easiest way to kill a tree is basically removing any green growth from the base. Now the leaves up here will just drop off, and what we'll be left with is a nice frame or support for the tomatoes to grow. These tomatoes have survived through the winter. They're up against the retaining wall, and this is a good plant to keep growing. I'm not sure what the variety is, but it's a good cherry tomato. So rather than just chop the tree out, we can use it for a support. Eventually, fig wood just sort of gets kind of brittle, and once it does that, I can remove it later on, but by then we'll get at least another growing season or two out of this tomato. Robbie let me know that this is a brownberry tomato. I like it because it's a low acid tomato. She's got a few other brown berries in her garden, but this one did really well. The others didn't do so well. They were in a more exposed area. This area here is fairly protected. Also has the retaining wall, which is a cinder block retaining wall. So during the day, the heat is built up in the retaining wall and it's slowly released at night. So that's created a microclimate. The tomato plant itself is in this pot, the florist pot in the wall behind me, that's in the ground. It's growing up over the trellis here, and then it's dropping down the wall onto the fig tree. A tomato naturally just wants to ramble across the ground, but if you've got a situation like this that you can use, where you can plant above the retaining wall and have it drape down, that's a really good spot for tomatoes. This area here works really well. When the fire chief was over here one day, he told me that if you're going to remove trees from a hillside, to leave the stump will help hold the soil together. The other thing that I know about leaving the stump in the ground, it will act like a hugelkultur. As it rots down, it'll absorb water, and the trees in this general area will be able to access the nutrients as it breaks down. So that's an easy way to set up a hugelkultur situation. So I've got this is going to be here for quite some time. When that's gone, the ground will still benefit from planting this fig here. Now I know a few people have commented that the fig was planted too close to the retaining wall, but some of the figs that we planted along here weren't here permanently. We just wanted to figure out which ones were going to do the best. So this one is going. We tried to make things simple. Hopefully this has given someone an idea of what they might be able to do in their own garden. With that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to eat what you grow.